Are you ready to unravel the secrets of the Vision quest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? As fans eagerly anticipate the upcoming project, one burning question lingers. What lies in the storyline and character development surrounding White Vision? Join us as we delve into the comic origins of Vision Quest, the potential implications for the MCU, and the intriguing possibility of a new superhero team's emergence. WandaVision might have dropped its most significant bombshell with the introduction of the White Vision, the stunning revelation where SWORD director Hayward restores Vision's original body and brings him back in a completely robotic and colorless form, draws its inspiration, as much of the series does, from the comics. The white version of Vision first appeared in the Vision Quest storyline in 1989, which is one of the crucial Scarlet Witch and Vision comic book narratives. This story, along with its immediate aftermath, carries significant implications for the resolution of WandaVision and possibly the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a clear example of how the MCU draws from the rich history of Marvel Comics to craft its narratives and surprises. Dismantled. In Vision Quest, the spy agencies are finally making their move.
I know it's not of this world. It empowered Loki's staff, gave you your abilities, but its true nature is a mystery. Yet it is part.
The United States government, along with some other folks, snatches up the Vision. And guess what? Wanda ends up finding him in a lab that looks a whole lot like the one in episode 8 of WandaVision, where she found his body in a SWORD lab. Now, in the comics, things got pretty intense. Vision basically gets taken apart piece by piece, like when you're taking off an old, worn-out jacket and just toss it aside. It's a real tearjerker. Nexus beings. The whole deal with the Nexus beings concept is why Immortus had his eyes on Wanda and the whole tragic situation with her and Vision. Nexus beings are like super rare folks who can mess with the odds, just like Wanda did in episode 8. They can basically tinker with the future, making changes in the universal time stream. Now, Immortus had this big idea of being the big cheese of time, and he was super worried that Wanda's kids, Billy and Tommy Maximoff, would be born with her crazy powers and wreck his plans. Turns out he was fretting for nothing because her kids didn't turn out to be the troublemakers he thought they'd be. The original Human Torch. In Vision Quest, there's this big Marvel Comics mystery that finally gets cleared up. It's all about Vision's origin and how he was created by the evil Ultron, with a little help from the original Human Torch. Now, the Human Torch is a classic member of the Fantastic Four, but what's cool is that he was also actually around in the 1940s when Marvel was still timely comics. Marvel later retconned him to be an android. For a while, people thought that some of Vision's synthetic body came from a second android created by Professor Horton, who made the android Torch. But in Vision Quest, it turns out that Ultron actually used spare parts from the original Human Torch. It's like a cool twist in the story. Restoration. At first, things aren't looking too bright for Vision in the streaming series, but there's a glimmer of hope. With time, Vision manages to piece back together his memories and his old self. He achieves this by building a new synthetic body that's a lot like his original one, and it leads to a slow but steady return of his memories and emotions. These re-emerging brain patterns, along with a little help from a scientist named Alex Lipton, work their magic and bring the Vision back to his former self. In WandaVision, it's still up in the air whether the Vision Wanda conjured through magic can somehow be integrated with this new synthezoid body. Soul fragments. The aftermath of Vision's transformation is a total disaster. Not long after he turns into this emotionless robot, Wanda's world crumbles even more when it's revealed that her kids aren't real. They were just magical creations brought to life using pieces of the soul of the Marvel supervillain Mephisto. Mephisto puts his soul fragments back together, essentially wiping the twins out of existence. But you know what they say, in the world of comics, they have a way of coming back around. Many years later, the twins make a comeback in the form of Wiccan and Speed joining the Young Avengers, which is something the MCU seems to be hinting at. Vision Quest also leads up to the Champions. So who are Marvel's Champions? Comic History Explained. Marvel's Champions are a group of teenage superheroes who first assembled in 2016's Champions Volume 2 No. 1. They came together when heroes like Miss Marvel, Spider-Man, and Nova became disenchanted with the actions of the older Avengers following the second superhuman civil war. This young team aimed to rebuild the image of superheroes in a more positive light. They recruited like-minded individuals, including the new Hulk and Vision's daughter, Viv Vision. Using social media, the Champions quickly gained recognition, with a mission to create a better future through hope, rather than relying on unjust force. In the 2017 Secret Empire storyline, which exposed Captain America as a Hydra sleeper agent, the champions played a significant role in the fight against Hydra. They joined the underground and received training in the Red Room with Black Widow. The team also had a substantial presence in the Infinity Countdown storyline, which saw their numbers grow and their influence expand globally. While the champions haven't been mentioned in the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet, some of their members have already appeared in the films and shows, hinting at the possibility of a young Avengers-style team-up in the future. With that, there is another possibility. The Vision Quest storyline from Marvel Comics has already influenced WandaVision, so it's unlikely that those specific moments will be reused. Instead, it seems like Vision Quest will continue the story of the new White Vision as he rediscovers his identity after being killed and reactivated. This could lead Marvel Studios to adapt a more recent comic storyline where Vision relocates to Fairfax, Virginia, and creates his own synthetic family in the absence of a life with Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. In fact, he models his wife Virginia after Wanda's saved brain patterns. In this storyline, Vision also creates a son, Vin, and a daughter, Viv, by blending Wanda's brain patterns with his own. Seeing this narrative play out in the MCU could mirror the events of WandaVision, where Wanda created a family for herself to cope with her grief. Introducing the Visions in the MCU could also set the stage for significant future storylines, including the possible collaboration with Marvel's Champions, as Viv Vision is a founding member of this young superhero team. The MCU has been introducing, or is planning to bring in several members of the Champions, making it quite exciting for fans. Alongside Kamala Khan's debut in the Disney Plus series Miss Marvel, we can expect to see more familiar faces. The Nova project is set to introduce Richard Rider, and there's a chance that Sam Alexander may also make his debut in an upcoming special presentation. Furthermore, there's speculation that the next Spider-Man trilogy in the MCU could introduce Miles Morales, potentially taking over from Peter Parker. This means that the three founding members of the Champions will be firmly established in the MCU, along with the possibility of Viv Vision making her debut in Vision Quest. While the Amadeus Cho version of the Hulk is usually on the team, this role could be taken by Scar, Bruce Banner's son, who debuted in She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Additionally, Riri Williams, also known as Ironheart, and Joaquin Torres, aka Falcon, are expected to play more prominent roles in the MCU and have been active members of the Champions in the comics. Although the MCU may introduce other young heroes in its version of the Champions, the groundwork is already being laid for the eventual formation of the team, which could also contribute to the MCU's introduction of mutants. Well, that's it for today. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you at the next one.